You disgusting piece of... Yeah, that's exactly how it started. That scream, shrill, righteous, and echoing all the way down Willow Drive came from none other than Diane Kensington, our HOA president, self-appointed queen of Meadowbrook, and certified champion of making other people's lives miserable. I was standing at my kitchen window, coffee in hand, watching her clutch her chest like she'd been shot. It would have been funny if it wasn't so... Well, actually, it was hilarious. There she was, flinching back from the mailbox plastic mouse dangling from my decoy envelope, looking like the universe itself just pranked her. She'd taken the bait. After weeks of missing mail, weird footprints, and HOA threats that made me want to laugh and scream at the same time, I finally had Diane dead to rights on camera, no less. But let me back up a sec. Meadowbrook, Texas. You'd think a quiet suburb, all white picket fences and lawn ornaments, would be the last place for an old army guy like me to find a real enemy. Truth is, some battles just have different uniforms. The ones you gotta watch out for. Not the ones yelling no, it's always the ones who smile while digging through your stuff. Diane Kensington wore pastel cardigans instead of camo, but trust me, she played the game just as dirty. My routine was set 6:30 coffee walk to the mailbox at the corner, breathing in that fresh Texas morning, trying not to think about all the things that could go wrong. Only the wrong started to creep in. Little stuff, late mail, a missing bank statement here, a chewed-up package there. My wife Cora thought I was being paranoid, but after years in the Army, paranoia is just what you call paying attention. You know what I mean? The crack started with a missing VA letter. Should have arrived in 7 days, always did. But 10 days went by. I called, got that government employee patience going, and sure enough, they mailed it 2 weeks ago. Cora shrugged it off, but I logged every piece of mail, every discrepancy. Old habits die hard. Then came the package, Amazon box seal off, center tape pulled up like someone just couldn't help themselves. Cable inside, nothing missing. Still, it felt wrong. Next, I caught footprints in the dew. Small, neat, definitely a woman's. Diane's house sat closest. Tracks led right to my mailbox. Somebody knew exactly where the cameras didn't reach, and I wasn't about to let it go. Diane introduced herself properly that Monday. Slid up beside me at the mailboxes, all charm and ice. "Good morning, I'm Diane Kensington, HOA president. I make it my business to know everyone," she said, like she was letting me in on a secret. She smiled, but it was all teeth. "Hope you find our community guidelines reasonable," she added, eyes flicking from my Army mug to my boots to my mailbox. I'm always watching out for our neighbors. Subtle, right? That afternoon, an email citation showed up in my inbox. Violation notice, immediate action required. My grass, according to Diane, exceeded the 3-inch height limit. Photo attached, angled to make my lawn look like the Amazon jungle. I grabbed my tape measure, 2.8 inches everywhere. I took my own photos, time-stamped everything. I felt that old familiar prickle between my shoulder blades. Someone was watching. Someone wanted me to know it. Over pasta that night, I told Cora everything. The late mail, the footprints, the package, and now this. She listened like a lawyer, which is good because she is one. Mail theft's a federal crime, she said, but we'll need proof. Not just hunches. She was right. So we made a plan. I'd handle the tech tracking camera's evidence. She'd build the legal case one file at a time. We documented everything. Every piece of mail, every oddity, every interaction. I even started a spreadsheet just like mission planning back in the day. But I needed more. I needed to catch Diane in the act. That's where the fake mousetrap came in. Yeah, a prank, but with a purpose. I'd overheard Diane complaining about mice full-on panic, not just annoyance. I ordered the most realistic trap Amazon had, set up a fake VA medical records envelope, stuffed it so it looked irresistible, rigged the trap inside, and placed it front and center in my mailbox. Camera hidden in a birdhouse, thank you, Army ingenuity. Cora checked the statutes, everything legal, everything documented. First morning, nothing. Second, nothing. By Wednesday, I figured she'd caught on. But then, bam. Motion alert at 6:15. Diane's pale blue cardigan hair, clipped back eyes darting around. She opened my box, saw the envelope, couldn't resist. Snap. That mouse trap cracked like a gunshot. Diane shrieked so loud the jogger, Mrs. Winslow with her roses and a young couple walking their golden retriever all turned to stare. There she stood, my mail in her hand, fake mouse at her feet, caught dead to rights and surrounded by witnesses. Mrs. Winslow called out, "But dear, that's not your mailbox." Diane tried to play it cool, muttering about disgusting pranks, stuffing everything into her pocket, but everyone saw. Cora and I watched it all on playback, documenting, making copies, prepping the next steps. We knew Diane wouldn't back down quietly, bullies never do. Sure enough, that afternoon we got another HOA email, fake violation, $200 day fine for unauthorized surveillance. She even cited a made-up section of the bylaws. Cora checked there was no section 12.4, retaliation plain and simple. That night I caught Diane on camera again, this time in a hoodie, smashing my birdhouse camera. Didn't matter, the footage uploaded instantly. More evidence, property destruction, tampering, trespassing. I installed 2 new cameras. Cora started drafting cease and desist letters, timelines, evidence logs. Diane showed up on our porch, mask of composure slipping. "You'll regret this," she hissed. Cora stepped in, an attorney voice sharp as a razor. "You need to leave now." Every word was recorded. Saturday, we baited the next move. Posted about visiting Cora's parents, left the cameras running, asked our neighbor to keep an eye out. Sure enough, Diane tried the front door, then used an old HOA emergency key to get in the back. We watched her go straight to my office, snap photos of documents, then to the bedroom, stealing Cora's grandmother's necklace. We had it all, timestamps, footage, a witness across the street. The next day, we filed police reports. Officer Ramsey watched the videos, face going from bored to stone serious. "This is the best documented burglary report I've seen," he said. Postal Inspector Hendress took the federal case too. We notified the HOA board minus Diane. They called an emergency meeting. Neighbors started sharing their own horror stories, missing mail, fake citations, even finding their records in Diane's car. Friday's HOA meeting felt like Judgment Day. I presented the evidence, videos, timelines, witness statements. Diane tried to bluster, but every protest made it worse. She even slipped, admitting to taking the necklace. Officer Ramsey walked in, read her rights, and cuffed her in front of the entire community. The room applauded, not loud, but relieved. 8 years of her rule ended in a single evening. Over the next few weeks, justice rolled in. Diane pled guilty to federal mail theft, 6 months prison, 3 years probation, restitution. State charges stuck, 2 burglary, community service, barred from any position of authority. Her reign was over, her name ruined. The neighborhood changed. People started talking, organizing barbecues, looking out for each other. Cora volunteered as legal advisor. Someone had to keep the new board honest. The cameras came down. Peace, real earned peace, settled over Meadowbrook. I still walk to the mailbox at 6:30, coffee in hand, feeling like the world's just a little safer. Not because bad people disappeared, but because good people finally stood up and said enough. So what do you think? Was that justice or just one battle in an endless war against people who abuse power? Drop your story, your thoughts. Do you trust your HOA, your neighbors? Would you have done the same? I want to hear it. Because if there's one thing this whole saga taught me, it's that proof beats power every single time. And nobody, no matter how much authority they claim, is above the law.